If you're adding a generous amount of fat to your post-workout protein shake, you might actually be sabotaging your muscle-building gains. And today we're going to explore exactly why timing and composition of what you eat after your workout matters far more than most people realize.
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Welcome back to the Cellular Wisdom Podcast, where we dive deep into the science of optimal nutrition and how you can use your body's natural biological windows to maximize health and performance. I'm your female host, and I'm joined today by my colleague to discuss a topic that affects everyone from weekend athletes to serious fitness enthusiasts.
The conventional wisdom about post-workout nutrition has evolved significantly over the past decade, and some of the older advice we've been given might actually be working against us. Most people understand that you need protein after your workout, but what we're learning now is that how you consume that protein and what you pair it with can make a measurable difference in your muscle protein synthesis rates.
This is really important because muscle protein synthesis is essentially your body's ability to build new muscle tissue. It's the window where your muscles are most responsive to the amino acids you consume. Dr. Mercola has been emphasizing the importance of understanding these metabolic windows for years, and the science continues to support this approach.
Let's start with the basics. When you finish a resistance training session, your muscles are primed and ready to use amino acids to build new proteins. This is what we call the anabolic window, and it's a legitimate physiological phenomenon. Your muscles are depleted of glycogen, your protein synthesis machinery is activated, and your muscles are essentially hungry for the right nutrients.
The key nutrient here is protein, obviously, but more specifically, it's the amino acid leucine. Research shows that you need to hit what's called the leucine threshold, which is approximately 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine, to trigger the mTOR signaling pathway that tells your body to build muscle. This isn't about consuming massive amounts of protein, it's about timing and composition.
This is where the fat question comes in, and this is where many people are getting it wrong. When you add a significant amount of fat to your post-workout protein, you're actually slowing down the rate at which your body can break down and absorb that protein. Fat slows gastric emptying, which is the process of food moving from your stomach into your small intestine where nutrient absorption primarily occurs.
Think of it like this. Your muscles need amino acids now, not 2 hours from now. If you're drinking a post-workout shake with 30 or 40 grams of fat in it, you're asking your digestive system to work much harder and take much longer to process that meal. Meanwhile, your muscles are in that critical window where they're maximally responsive to amino acids and ready to synthesize new proteins.
The research is pretty clear on this. Studies comparing protein with carbohydrates to protein with fat show that the protein-carb combination allows for faster amino acid delivery to the muscles. Fast-digesting proteins like whey protein are ideal for this immediate post-workout window, precisely because they can be broken down and absorbed quickly without the digestive burden that fats impose.
Now, this doesn't mean fat is bad or that you should never eat fat. Fat is absolutely essential for hormone production, nutrient absorption, and overall health. What we're talking about here is timing. The post-workout meal is not the place to prioritize fat intake. Save the fats for your other meals throughout the day when you're not trying to optimize for rapid amino acid delivery to your muscles.
Dr. Mercola has always emphasized that the quality of your protein matters tremendously. Grass-fed whey protein is superior to conventional whey because it contains higher levels of beneficial compounds and comes from animals raised in more natural conditions. But even the highest quality whey protein won't provide optimal results if you're diluting its effectiveness by pairing it with high-fat foods immediately post-workout.
Another important consideration is collagen. Many people are now adding collagen to their post-workout shakes, and while collagen is fantastic for joint health and contains amino acids like glycine and proline, it's not a complete protein on its own. You still need that whey protein or another source of complete protein to hit your leucine threshold effectively in that immediate post-workout window.
The ideal post-workout scenario looks like this. You finish your resistance training session. Within 30 minutes to 2 hours, you consume a protein source that's fast digesting, like whey protein with minimal fat. You can include some carbohydrates because carbs actually facilitate faster gastric emptying and nutrient absorption. Keep the protein amount reasonable, around 20 to 30 grams for most people, because that's typically enough to hit your leucine threshold.
And then what do you do with the fat? You incorporate it into your next meal, which might be an hour or two after your workout. At that point, your muscles have already received the amino acids they need in that critical window. You can have a beautiful salmon fillet with olive oil, or a grass-fed steak with avocado, or almonds, or whatever healthy fats you prefer. Those meals provide essential fatty acids, fat-soluble vitamins, and support your overall metabolic health.
One thing we need to address is this idea that meal timing is the end-all be-all of nutrition. It's not. Your total daily protein intake, your training stimulus, your overall calorie balance, and your sleep quality all matter enormously. If you're only hitting 30 grams of protein per day but timing it perfectly, you're still not going to build muscle effectively. The fundamentals always come first.
That's a really important point because people can get obsessed with optimizing single meals and lose sight of the bigger picture. You need to consume adequate protein throughout the entire day. Most research suggests 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight for people doing regular resistance training. That's your primary lever for muscle growth.
But within that framework, the post-workout meal is still special. It's still a window where your physiology is primed for muscle building. You might not see a dramatic difference optimizing just one meal. But if you're doing 3 to 4 workouts per week and optimizing your post-workout nutrition each time, that compounds into a meaningful difference in your results over months and years.
This becomes increasingly important as we age. Dr. Mercola has written extensively about how muscle loss accelerates after age 30, and this process accelerates even more in our 60s and beyond. The combination of resistance training and proper nutrition becomes absolutely critical for maintaining muscle mass, bone density, metabolic health, and longevity.
Your muscles are metabolically active tissue. They burn calories even at rest. They buffer blood sugar. They support your immune system. They produce hormones and signaling molecules that affect every system in your body. Maintaining muscle mass is not vanity. It's about longevity, independence, and quality of life as you age.
So when we talk about optimizing your post-workout nutrition by avoiding high-fat meals immediately after training, we're really talking about setting yourself up for long-term success in maintaining muscle mass throughout your life. It's a small adjustment with potentially significant compounding effects over decades.
The practical takeaway is straightforward. After your resistance training session, prioritize fast-digesting protein, potentially with some carbs if you've done intense glycogen-depleting work, and keep the fat minimal in that immediate window. A simple whey protein shake with water or low-fat milk and maybe some fruit is ideal. Then eat your regular balanced meal with healthy fats an hour or two later.
If you're someone who really struggles with hunger after workouts or feels like you need more substantial food assets, you could also consider waiting a bit longer before your next full meal. Going 30 to 60 minutes post-workout on just the whey shake allows you to hit that anabolic window without the digestive burden. And then you eat a complete meal when your hunger naturally increases.
Individual responses do vary. Some people might find they need more carbs post-workout, especially if they've done very intense glycogen-depleting training. Others might feel perfectly fine with just protein. The key is understanding the principle, understanding why we're doing this, and then experimenting to find what works for your body and your goals.
This is why Dr. Mercola's approach has always been about understanding the science and then applying it intelligently rather than blindly following rules. You need to know why you're doing something before you can adapt it to your individual circumstances and optimize it for your specific needs and goals.
The broader point here is that your body has these incredible adaptive mechanisms and responsive windows where your physiology is primed for specific outcomes. Post-workout nutrition is one of those windows. Your sleep is another. Your stress management is another. When you start optimizing across all these dimensions, you compound your results in ways that single interventions can never achieve.
Consistency matters more than perfection. If you're consistently applying these principles across most of your training sessions, the cumulative effect is what transforms your physiology over time.
Another aspect that people often overlook is the quality of your training stimulus. You could have the perfect post-workout meal, but if your training isn't challenging enough or isn't providing sufficient mechanical tension and metabolic stress to your muscles, you won't trigger a strong anabolic response. The workout itself is the primary signal that tells your body to build muscle. The nutrition is what provides the raw materials and supports that adaptive process.
That's such an important reminder because people can get so focused on supplements and nutrition timing that they neglect the most fundamental aspect, which is the actual training. Progressive overload, challenging your muscles with resistance, maintaining proper form, and gradually increasing the demand you place on your muscles over time. That's what drives adaptation. Then, post-workout nutrition supports and optimizes that adaptation.
Dr. Mercola has always taken a systems-based approach to health. You can't optimize one aspect of your fitness journey if everything else is falling apart. Your sleep, stress management, nutrition consistency, training stimulus, and recovery all need to work together.
And that brings us to another important consideration, which is protein distribution throughout the day. While the post-workout meal is special and deserves attention, what really matters for muscle protein synthesis is getting adequate protein at multiple meals throughout the day. Research shows that consuming 30 to 40 grams of protein at each meal, spread across 3 to 4 meals, is an effective approach for most people.
This reduces the pressure on your post-workout meal to be perfect. If your post-workout meal isn't flawless, your overall daily protein intake and other high-protein meals throughout the day can compensate. The key is consistent protein distribution.
The mTOR pathway is actually active multiple times throughout the day, triggered by leucine intake from any meal that contains adequate protein. So while post-workout is a particularly responsive window, you're also triggering muscle protein synthesis throughout the day with your regular meals.
This is why post-workout nutrition matters and deserves optimization. But it's not the entire story. It's one piece of a larger puzzle that includes overall daily protein intake, quality training, sleep, and consistency.
One more practical consideration is timing around your daily schedule. Whether you work out early in the morning or late at night, the same principle applies. Have your post-workout shake with minimal fat to optimize amino acid delivery during that anabolic window. Then eat your next regular meal when appropriate. The pre-workout meal also deserves attention, with adequate carbohydrates and protein to support performance and recovery.
The entire nutrition cycle around your training, from pre-workout fueling through post-workout recovery and into your regular daily eating, all works together to support your fitness goals. Dr. Mercola's approach has always been about understanding how to work with your body's natural physiology rather than fighting against it or trying to outsmart the basic biological principles that have governed human health for millennia.
Thank you for joining us today on the Cellular Wisdom Podcast. This conversation about post-workout nutrition is just one piece of the larger puzzle of building and maintaining the strong, healthy body that supports the long, vibrant life you want to live. Understanding these principles helps you make informed decisions about your nutrition and training, and that knowledge compounds into better results over time. You can read the full article at Mercola.com.
Looking for trusted health wisdom you can hold in your hands? Discover the life-changing books of Dr. Mercola at joyhousepublishing.com. These titles bring decades of natural health research into practical steps for better energy, stronger immunity, and clearer thinking. Take charge of your health with guidance rooted in science and experience. Visit joyhousepublishing.com now and claim your bonuses while they are available.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.